Hello and welcome to our SolidWorks tutorial series. In this series, we are going to start from the basics and work our way up to advanced features in SolidWorks. Whether you are completely new to CAD or have some experience, this course will guide you through each step. Today, we will begin with lecture number 0, where I will explain what CAD is, what SolidWorks is, and gives you a quick tour of the home interface. So, starting, what is CAD? First thing first, let's talk about CAD. Stands for Computer Aided Designing. It is a type of software that engineers, architects, and designers use to create precise drawings and 3D models. Instead of drawing things by hand, you can use CAD software to create designs on your computer. This makes it easier to modify, analyze, and share your design with others. CAD is used in many industries like automotive, aerospace, and consumer products, to name a few. And what is SolidWorks? Now let's move on to SolidWorks. SolidWorks is a powerful CAD software that's widely used in the industry. It's known for its ease of use, making it a great choice for beginners and professionals alike. With SolidWorks, you can create 2D drawings, 3D models, assemblies, and even run simulations to test your designs. In this course, we will be using the 2022 version of the SolidWorks, which comes with some new features and improvements. How SolidWorks can be used. One of the great things about SolidWorks is its versatility. Whether you are designing a small part or a complex assembly with thousands of components, SolidWorks has the tools you need. You can create detailed drawings for manufacturing, run simulations to see how your designs will perform in real life, and even render realistic images and animation. In short, SolidWorks is an all-in-one solution for anyone looking to design and build products. Before we dive into actual design process, let's take a quick tour of the SolidWorks home interface. When you open a SolidWorks 2022, the first thing you will see is the home screen. From here, you can access the recent files by clicking on Home tab and open new documents and explore a different feature that SolidWorks has to offer. On the left side, you will find the task pane, which gives you access to your libraries, appearance, and more. At the top, you have a command manager where you can find tools for the sketching, etc. And at the center there will be a graphic area. So starting with the home interface, left from top, task pane is file, from where we can create new file and open new file and check the recent files also. And in the view section, we can see the taskbar, toolbar, motion manager, full screen options, multiple options. These are useful in the editing environment. And in the tools section, we get to see the SolidWorks application, Express products, SolidWorks PDM, design checker, compare, macro add-ins. These will be discussed in the future series. And we have options here. By clicking on options, we enter this dialog box in which we have option of general drawings, colors. If you can choose the colors of anything you want to change, if you can enter the sketch, and there is two things I have currently checked which will not be checked in the default setting. That is auto rotate and the enable on screen numeric enter. I recommend you all to check these two also. Now in the display section, selection, performance, these all are the default. You can also check and change according to your need. So exiting this by entering now home screen, you get to see by clicking the home icon that this interface pops up. So you can create a part environment, you can enter assembly environment, you can enter drawing environment. These three are basically offered by the SolidWorks. First, if part is used when you have to create a one simple drawing, one simple body. You can also create multiple bodies here, but in this case you cannot show the movement, etc. But in the assembly environment you get to show the movements. It is basically used for a complex geometry. When we have a multiple sizes, multiple parts, and the file size becomes heavy in part, then we use assembly. So where we can have the multiple parts and they can be shown mating, and the movement can be shown there. And in drawing section, when we open the drawing, we can, by clicking on drawing icon, we get to see that it gives us a option of selecting our default sizes, that is A0, A1, A2, A3, A4, and there are multiple options also. So we can create here multiple drawings, front view, top view, side view, like needed according to the manufacturing drawings and plans. So it is a very handy tool. So usually we will start from the part section, then we will move towards assembly, and then if the time allows, we will move towards the drawing section also. Mostly the parts are first designed in parts environment, and then when multiple parts are being designed, then it enters the assembly environment. We import them in assembly environment, and then we show the movement between them. We show the mating between them. And in the you can see below new tab, we get to see the recent documents. Currently I have not any recent documents, so it is not showing here. We also have open option here. From open option we get we can open the parts which we have saved already, and we want to see something, we can also click on this icon and go over to the computer library, and we can open any part we want. In the resources we get here what's new, my SolidWorks use forum, get support, user groups, customer portal, etc. As I told you, currently we have not opened anything, so there is no recent. And in the learn section, we have here get started with SolidWorks CAD, Shabbos chapter tutorials, my SolidWorks training on my PC. These are usually for our help, but they are rarely used. In the learn section, we have our alerts for the latest softwares and issues resolved by the SolidWorks. So this was all about the home tab. And the next icon is also for the new part. And it shows here that we can enter a part environment, assembly and drawing. Basically, part is a 3D representation of a single design component, 3D arrangement of a parts and the assemblies. You see here the difference between there is 3D arrangement. This is a 3D representation. That's a difference, major difference between part and assembly. So in the open section, this is open section, this is a save, this is sprint, this is rollback, roll forward, selection, rebuild, properties, and settings section. You can search also any command from here. You can now the moving towards the right section here. In the right section, we have here the home tab, which is not which is used very rarely, and then the design library section. In design library section we have the design library, in which there are parts which are designed by default are here. So annotation, assemblies, features. In features we have the inches, fluid power, hole patterns. We get to see there are circular pattern, this is a linear hole pattern. We have keyways, we have ring rows, we have slots. We in the metric section, you can see that now the all parts will be in mm. And the forming tools, as you know, forming tools is used in sheet metals. We have embosses, we have flances, we have ribs, we have louvers, etc. So these are also basically designed and are provided when we download the options here. And now adding in the toolbox. A toolbox is a very handy tool. It is used in usually in the assembly environment, and when we use toolbox we can use the by default the nuts, bolts, screws, etc. which are needed. We can also use gears, etc. For example, let me open the ANSI inch. By opening the ANSI inch we get here the bearings, bolts, screws, jigs, bushings, etc. So let's say I need a bearing, I need a ball bearing. I will go in here, and there are multiple types of ball bearing, and in every bearing we have the multiple configurations here, like the sizes we want, the diameters we want, they all depends on our requirement. So there are multiple standards given here in the toolbox, that GSI, KS, ISO, JB, ANSI, metric. So it is a very handy tool and it is very useful in the assembly environment. So when we make two products, so then we use where the bolts are needed, then we don't have to design bolts manually, whereas we can design them manually, but we can also import them from the toolbox library. So it is a very handy tool and should be used during the assembly environment, during the proper designing. So in the next section we get here the file explorer. It shows us the computer library, and then the design palette. It is used in a 2D designing environment. Then the parent section, I will discuss this in parts environment. And the properties section here. In the properties section, not usually, then it is a PDM and it is not useful here. So the major useful things are here is toolbox and design library. Majorly toolbox, not the design library as well. So this is what SolidWorks 2022 home interface looks like. And Now going to part, let's say open part, we'll click on part and we have entered a part editing environment. In this next lecture, we will discuss what is the part editing environment, how it can be used. So thank you so much for watching this video, and in this next lecture we will continue our SolidWorks series. Thank you.